To say that Jaclyn and I are excited about interviewing Markell is an understatement.
It really is. Markell, I have to say, you're one of those, I don't even want to say kids, you're one of those people that when you walk into the room, you instantly know that, like, somebody's here. Like, you have that type of presence about you. So you're pretty much like a superstar to us and to our listeners. So welcome to our Radiothon.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
So, Markell, you're 15, right?
Yes.
Markell was 10 years old when you were diagnosed with bone cancer. That's correct, yes?
Yes, that's correct.
Obviously, Markell, very athletic, but you were having problems with your leg, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell us what kinds of problems you were having and how you knew something was wrong.
Swelling, swelling and pain, and, just on and off again. And one day it just swelled up out of nowhere like a baseball on my leg, and we went to the doctor, and we found out that it was a tumor on my left leg. And then the next day we had to do an MRI. Then the following day was at St. Jude.
Okay, so at 10, you're in Louisiana, and all of a sudden you have to up and move to Memphis, Tennessee. What were you thinking, and how did you feel about that move to Memphis?
Well, at first, I didn't even know where Memphis was. I didn't even know, they told me to go to Memphis, and I was like, well, let's just go to Memphis, if I'm about to get cured. So, once I got here, I was like, okay, St. Jude, they make you comfortable, so they arrange everything according to you and stuff like that.
There's a great YouTube video about you. I'm sure you've seen it, right? Markell is unstoppable.
Yes, I saw it.
You're quite the YouTube celebrity, Markell, but I was watching that video again last night, and I was surprised by something that you said, and you were talking about when you were first diagnosed with cancer back in 2010, and you told the camera guy, you said, I thought that cancer equaled dead.
That's exactly what I thought.
At 10 years old, did you even really understand what cancer meant, what having cancer meant and what cancer was?
Well, not at the moment, but since you try your best to, explain everything that's going on to you, as long as you can understand it. I was old enough to, I wasn't old enough, but, I was at the age limit where I could understand what's going on with me. But, that's what I had thought, and I don't believe it no more. After, 2 months, I didn't believe it, because they told me that they was going to take care of me. And they have been taking care of me so far. Chemotherapy, and the first time it was chemotherapy and limb-sparing surgery. Well, I had prosthesis put inside my left leg. That was the first time when I first came to St. Jude.
And you guys are hearing Markell say the first time he came to St. Jude, because he's actually been to St. Jude a bunch. Because, Markell, you haven't just battled cancer one time, have you?
No, it's actually my 6th round. Yeah, I'm on a winning streak right now.
A winning streak, yeah. You actually had a remission after 15 months. That was your first relapse, right?
Yes, that was the longest. I was in remission.
Then after that relapse, that's when you lost your leg, right?
Yes, in 2012.
So in 2012, then 7 months later, you had another relapse where the cancer had actually spread, it was to your neck.
Yes, and my neck and my spine. Well, it was no, actually it was in my leg again, and then it was in my neck. So it was in my leg and my neck the third time. So, but the fourth time, that's when it came back in my lungs. And then the fifth time, it came back in my spine. So, some of those spots are stable and some of them shrunk, went away. But the sixth time is back in my lungs, in my other leg, on my stomach, and on my spine again. But, they're all small and not, really big or nothing.
our listeners don't know this, and maybe you may not know this either, but Markell was actually lined up for an interview with us this time last year.
Mm-hmm.
But this time last year, Markell, you were really, really ill, weren't you?
I think so. Let me see. Yeah, actually I was. I was doing chemo around this time.
How on earth have you done this? How have you been strong enough to hang in there and fight this fight over and over again?
Just staying positive, thinking of the good outcomes that come out of it. I always think of St. Jude as my second home, because I know that they will take care of me no matter what, and they're going to try their best to, keep you living and cure you in the best way as possible. And, I have inspired a lot of people, and I got a lot of supporters. And my motto is, honest, strong, survivor, and that's why I keep fighting today, because I'm not going to give up.
Two things. You said that you inspired a lot of people. I was watching your video, Unstoppable, and there was a lady in the video wearing a Team Markell shirt, and that person is Team Markell all day, every day. And I love this quote from one of your nurses. The nurse said about you, "It's a privilege to take care of him for all these years that she's taken care of you." She thinks it's a privilege to have taken care of you. And that's pretty awesome for somebody to say about you, Markell.
Yeah, I mean, everybody seem like, everybody that take care of me, I leave some kind of effect on them. Even though, if it's just they taking care of me just for 1 or 2 days, it's just my positive energy or just something that just rubs off on people that, they get this special vibe from me.
So you have been with St. Jude for 5 years. And we tell our listeners,
5.5 years.
5.5 years. We try to express to our listeners why it's so important to help St. Jude, why it's so important to help, kids like you and families like yours. And when I listen to you talk, to me, it's a no-brainer. It's the easiest decision that I make, that I think so many people make. But to hear you talk about St. Jude and to hear your attitude that you have, with your 6th bout with cancer, if you will kind of give our listeners an idea of what St. Jude has meant to you and your family during this journey.
It's actually been, like a home to us, because, St. Jude take care of you no matter what. They make you as comfortable as possible. Anytime you need anything, they help my mom out with bills. My mom was out of work and everything. My dad's out of work. Everybody, was, struggling to make it, because to be here and be at home, because my mom has, other children too, like my brothers and sisters, and they adapt. St. Jude adapt to that, and they let me go home and be with my family, but I gotta come back here so I could get better, so I could stay home permanently. And during these past couple of years that I've been at St. Jude, I noticed that the child is the number one thing that's on their mind. And, it's not about, all other stuff, but it's just about the children.
So, Markell, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, I got scans tomorrow. So, y'all call me the day before scans. But I got scans tomorrow to see what's the update of my tumors, see how I'm doing and seeing if the chemo's still working and stuff like that.
What's life like for you when you're at home, when you're away from St. Jude? I mean, it's kind of a strange question, but I mean it. I mean, do you ever get to be just like Markell? You get to go home and you get to do things that normal kids do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't let nothing stop me. When I go home, I just be, normal. I don't want to feel like I'm left out. I just try to adapt to anything that I could do. So I just be Markell all the way, 100%, all day, every day, Team Markell.
I want a T-shirt that says that so bad. I love that.
So, Markell, we have to ask you a question because one reason we wanted to interview you last year, and this is kind of one of those random radio things that Jaclyn and I do that most other stations would never think of doing, but we do this. We always have a St. Jude song every year that we do that's inspired by experiences that we have at the hospital and stuff like that. No, I think you're aware of this because I was told through the grapevine that you made reference to it one day. But last year when we saw you in Memphis, I mean, to say that you touched both of us, like I said earlier, is an understatement because you were one of the things that we really brought back to our town with us was your story, your spirit. Because I'll be honest, I don't know. I know maybe two people I can count on my hands that would react to your situation in the manner that you've reacted to it. I think that it takes a really special person to have cancer 6 times and to still get on the phone and say, you know what, I'm unstoppable. I'm going to be positive. I'm Team Markell all day, every day. And that's one thing that Jaclyn and I both brought back with us.
Chad is an amazing writer. He would never tell you that, but he is an amazing songwriter. And for the past 5 years, I guess it's been 5, longer than that, 7 years, for the St. Jude RadioThon, Chad writes a song specifically for our radiothon, and I actually sing it. And we work with a local recording studio here in town, and we have a song every year for the radiothon inspired by a patient or a story that really touched both of us at the hospital, like Chad said. So last year, our song was about you.
Oh yeah, I heard it. I think
it's called Undefeated.
Is it? Yeah, I heard the song because they emailed me and they sent me the song. I got a bookmark on my Safari of the song Undefeated that I got.
That's us.
You, for doing that. So I didn't know I was going to get to speak to y'all, you know. And I was like, well, I don't know how to thank him, but by the time I get to talk to y'all.
You said earlier in this interview that you inspire people, and trust me when I tell you that you inspired both of us.
Thank you very much.
And hang in there. And really, this has been an absolute honor and privilege to talk to you. We think you are a St. Jude rock star, kid. We love your story. We're cheering for you all the time. We are Team Markell all day, every day.
That's for sure. And I had to tell you, I had specific instructions. I have a 5.5-year-old little girl, and every night she prays for Markell. She doesn't know you, but we did show one of your videos at an event that we had recently, and so she said, Mom, that's my friend Markell that I pray for every night. I said, I know. So I told her I was going to get to speak with you today, and she told me to tell you that she's praying for you, and she'll draw you a picture. I don't know if that would help or not, but if I didn't tell you that she said hi, I was going to be in big trouble when I got home. So we'll say extra special prayers for you tonight for tomorrow.
Thank y'all for praying for me and keep on praying for me. And tell her I say thank you. I hope to see her one day.
That sounds great.
St. Jude has helped me the past 5.5 years through everything. You see me, I'm still standing, you know, still fighting. You know, you can tell in my voice that, you know, I'm just not going to give up. And you saw my video that I'm not going to give up because St. Jude made me like that. And, you know, I'm just glad that we got to go to St. Jude because I wouldn't want to be at no other place in the world anyway. Because St. Jude helps you do anything, bills. You know, they say don't worry about money, you just worry about your child taken care of. And I've been getting the best treatment of my life, so that's why I'm still standing. And everybody should donate to St. Jude because it's the best place in the world.
Guys, you heard him. He's still standing. Markell is unstoppable. He's undefeated. And Markell, thank you so much for your time, buddy.
Team Markell all day, every day.